Dreams of Aether was a game that was recommended to me after I talked about how much I loved the Mindwave demo, because it too was another WarioWare style experience. And I thought, hey, why not give it a go? So, what did I think of it? Well, Dreams of Aether takes place in the Rivals of Aether series, where what's happened is a number of characters have found themselves stuck in a deep slumber, which there's trying to just figure out what's going on and how to wake back up. Somehow this connects to microgames? I tend not to question these things. Overall, there's 5 different stages that you work your way through, as this is a pretty short game. I ended up beating this game in half an hour. But despite the runtime, this did have a great deal of variety when it came to those microgames. Nothing ever truly felt overplayed, and everything is generally kept simple with you using the arrow keys Z or X. I think my only critique really when it comes to the microgames is that the games aren't always as quickly understood as I think the developers would have liked. I found myself quite a few times failing simply because I was presented with all this visual information that I either couldn't understand in time or just failed to understand in time, which would cause me to slip up and make a mistake, which I didn't find myself doing when I was playing Mindwave. Mindwave had a much easier time conveying all the necessary information to me. Some of this is definitely Dreams of Aether struggling to communicate what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Like when I saw flap, and so, okay, I'm pressing X, I'm flapping, I'm thinking, okay, I've got to get as high as possible, because maybe a platform's going, oh, it's Flappy Bird, and now I don't have enough time to get down, so I've lost a life. Great! I want to stress that, like, most of the time, this wasn't an issue. It just cropped up enough times that I was like, it feels like some of these maybe could have been explained just a little bit better. Now, it wasn't enough to ruin the experience. I still got through the game. I think I only got the game over once, but it would have been nice maybe if some of the games had been explained just maybe a little bit better, but it's not game ruining at all. And overall, the gameplay experience was still fun. The pixel art style is honestly gorgeous. Like, ignoring the times where the game will clearly take the mickey with, like, some of the visuals that they throw in the game, there's clearly a very talented team behind these games. And the story, without spoiling it, was incredibly silly in my opinion. The game came out on April 1st, which I think shows itself in many parts of the game. In fact, one gameplay thing that I do have to majorly compliment was on the final level, where now you had to tear your attention between 2 microgames, but to help things out, they do actually give you twice as many lives. Now this I actually adored, because now despite the fact that I should, based on my previous complaint, actually dislike this, I actually found it really good. I think having double the lives really helped me to just accept this a lot more, but rarely did I find myself stuck with a combination of games that I found unworkable, like where I didn't have enough time to figure out what was going on. If I lost a life, it was usually because I jumped too quickly and wasn't paying attention to one microgame whilst doing the other. I actually quite enjoyed doing that 2-game juggle. Plus, by that point, I think I played the game enough that I really wasn't going to struggle to do any of the games on their own. So having the 2-game approach was a fun little way to ramp up the difficulty at the end whilst still keeping it fun and exciting. The game initially came out for free, though I did miss that window, so now if you want to get it, it costs £2.50. I think my only real gripe wouldn't be the skill issue, it would just be the fact that the game is extremely short. Of course, I can go and play the endless mode to get more replay value out of the game, but the fact that I've beaten the entire game in just under half an hour, well, just makes me wonder how long I could play the endless modes before I think, oh, well, that's all that done. And I think that's definitely something to think about if you're considering buying this game for yourself. If the runtime for you isn't a problem, then I definitely gotta give this game a recommendation. It's overall really a fun experience, and I hope we get to see more microgames experiences in the future. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of Dreams of Aether if you've tried it out yet, or if you're considering trying out Dreams of Aether yourself. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.